So it's that time of year again when everyone's talking about New Year's resolutions. But if you're a caregiver, the idea of adding even more to your plate can feel, well, impossible. So, in this explainer from DailyCaring.com, we're going to look at things a little differently. We're talking about a new kind of goal, one that's all about self-preservation, not adding to your workload. And wow, doesn't that just hit home? Your to-do list is probably already a mile long. The pressure to make these huge, life-changing goals is just one more weight on your shoulders. So let's just agree on something right now. This is not about doing more. It's about finding ways to sustain yourself through the incredible, demanding work you're already doing. Okay, so the very first step is to completely flip the script on this whole idea of resolutions. We're moving away from that pressure cooker feeling and shifting toward simply intentions for self-kindness. And this change in perspective is absolutely essential because making your own well-being a priority, that's the foundation for being able to care for anyone else. Just let that sink in for a second. The goal is kindness. That's it. It's about finding those small moments of peace, those little chances to recharge your batteries. It's about remembering that your own well-being isn't just a nice-to-have, it's the engine that powers everything you do. And this brings us to a really critical point, the danger of running on empty. We hear about self-care all the time, but for caregivers, it is not a luxury. It's a flat-out necessity. That habit of always putting yourself last, it might feel noble, but it's actually a pattern that can be incredibly harmful to your health. We've all heard this saying a million times, right? And maybe you're even a little tired of hearing it. But it is one of the most powerful, undeniable truths in caregiving. Just think about it. The more your own needs are met, the more you actually have to give. When your cup is empty, you just don't have the energy or the patience or the resiliency to be the caregiver you want to be. And listen, we're not just talking about feeling a little tired or overwhelmed here. The consequences of long-term unchecked stress are very, very real, and they're backed by a ton of research. It's a serious issue that can impact every single part of your life. And this is where it gets really serious. The research is clear. Chronic stress isn't just bad for your mood. It can cause severe illnesses. It can even lead to a higher risk of early death. It messes with your relationships and just erodes your overall sense of well-being. This isn't about feeling a little better. This is about protecting your health for the long haul. That's why refilling your cup is absolutely non-negotiable. So if that's the why, let's get into the how. We're going to walk through 4 really practical ways you can start refilling your cup. And don't worry, these aren't massive, stressful projects. They are smart, sustainable little strategies to help you get some rest and recharge. First up, and this one is huge, get help. You cannot, and you should not, be doing everything single thing on your own. Building a support system isn't a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of incredible strength and intelligence. And here's how you can start. First, build your team, family, friends, neighbors, and then ask for specific help. People are so much more likely to say yes to, hey, can you pick up milk on your way over, than a vague, can you help out sometime? For the really tough stuff, a geriatric care manager can be an absolute lifesaver. And finally, my favorite, give yourself permission to lower your standards or pay someone to do chores. The world will not end if the house isn't perfectly clean, I promise. All right, goal number 2 is all about weaving self-care into your day-to-day. Now, this doesn't mean you have to find 2 hours for a yoga class. We're talking about micro breaks, tiny, effective little moments throughout the day that can make a huge difference in your stress levels. Just look at these ideas. A 2-minute breathing exercise while you're waiting for coffee to brew. A quick 4-minute workout you found online. Getting lost in a book for just 5 pages. These small acts are like making little deposits into your well-being bank account. And trust me, they really add up. Okay, building on that, our third goal is to schedule regular breaks. Now, this is a step up from those little micro breaks. We're talking about getting longer, planned periods of time where you are completely off duty. This is absolutely critical for avoiding burnout. The key here is you have to be proactive. Ask a family member to commit to every Tuesday afternoon. Look into hiring an in-home caregiver for just a few hours a week. It can be a game changer. Adult day programs can be fantastic for both you and your loved one. And don't forget to check for local respite care programs. These resources exist to help you. You just have to look for them. Our fourth and final goal. Well, it's a little different. This one is all about managing your emotional energy. It's about letting go of something that drains all of us. Wishful thinking. As a caregiver, there are so many things that are just outside of your control. And constantly, endlessly hoping for a situation to be different or for a person to finally change, when you know deep down it's not going to happen, that just sets you up for disappointment and frustration over and over again. It's a cycle that just sucks your precious emotional energy dry. This slide makes it so clear. Just look at the difference. The thoughts on the left, they're an energy drain. I hope, maybe. But the thoughts on the right, that's where your power is. I accept. I will focus. Accepting reality, even when it's hard, frees up all that energy so you can focus on the things you can control and the positive actions you can take. So, as we wrap this up, let's think of these 4 ideas not as more rules you have to follow, but as a gentle promise to yourself. This whole thing is about embracing self-compassion as a fundamental, non-negotiable part of your caregiving journey. I really want you to hear this. Think about all the compassion, all the patience, all the love you give to the person you care for. You do such incredible work, and you absolutely deserve to turn that same kindness inward and give it to yourself. So, I'll leave you with this question. It doesn't have to be some huge, life-altering thing. Maybe it's just promising yourself 5 minutes to sit in silence with a cup of tea. Or maybe it's promising to ask for help with one small task this week. What is one gentle promise you can make to yourself starting right now? That's all for this explainer on caregiver well-being. Hey, if you found this helpful, we'd be so grateful if you'd share it with another caregiver who might need to hear this message. Thanks so much for watching.